What is up, Lunch fam? Happy Friday, and welcome to this week's episode of Liquor Run. I am Christian from Theo and Harris. This is my old man, Rolly, and today we're going to be polishing off a bottle of, I think it's Trader Joe's Rosé.
I think so, yes.
From Provence.
From Provence.
And we're going to be talking about three incredible JLCs from the 1940s. Let's do it. That's why my mom hates watching these.
I know that.
All right, before we jump into the wine and the topic here, it's an exciting topic. A quick wristwatch check. What are you wearing? Something that growing up, I never thought I'd see you wearing this. And
I know.
Now you've grown like this affinity.
Yeah, I've got this beautiful gold date just.
Yep. On a yellow gold bracelet.
On a yellow gold Jubilee bracelet.
Yes.
Please, let's be correct. And I absolutely love this watch.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Especially with the outfit too. Like,
Yeah.
put it right there. I mean, you look so and you know what it is? I was gonna say rich, but that implies like I'm talking about money.
Yeah.
I mean like in aesthetic, right? A look can be rich. It can be decadent. It doesn't necessarily mean you look like a douche or you look wealthy. Because a vintage gold Rolex doesn't make you necessarily look rich. That's what like a New Day does, or like a Patek does. This makes you look just like a look, like tasteful.
Yeah.
And I don't know, decadent. It's kind of the word I want to use.
Yep.
I'm wearing your watch. I'm wearing a Panerai, a Radiomir.
Yeah.
A watch that we both dove into, but really you took the lead on it last week on Liquor Run. What was your in real quick? Give me the elevator pitch. What were your thoughts about this watch and Panerai?
Panerai, stay true to your brand.
Yep.
Stay true to what you do best. Less is more.
100% agree with you. Yeah. So it was a great episode. I highly recommend you guys go watch that episode after this one for real. But before that, let's crack open this watch roll and see what I've got. First of all, and I know that again this is self-promotional. How crazy is this watch roll?
I asked for one on the cuff.
No,
it's beautiful.
It
really is.
Beautiful.
I love the play between the
blue and the brown.
The blue and the brown.
Oh my god!
It is
And what
gorgeous.
is it? It feels like butter.
No, it is, and you know that I'd be very honest with you if I didn't like it.
Right.
But yeah. In fact, I want to make sure it's on camera. No, all joking aside, this is such a beautifully made product.
Oh my god!
It's clear to me that Jean Rousseau takes so much pride.
Beyond.
Yeah, it's just almost an artisanal approach, if you will, to every piece that they make, and it's really wonderful that they appreciate you and that they want to partner with you.
Of course.
So
you know what it is? I mean, and once again, we're going to get into the episode, we're going to get into the JLCs in a second, but what it comes down to is this. Jean Rousseau is an incredible company, right? They are super passionate, they are artisans, true artisans, right? But they have no voice, right? They are not marketers. They have almost no tendency or not to say ability, but or inclination to talk about how amazing they are. And it's the truth. It's just the truth. Right? So while they do a ton of business, like no one really knows who they are. You know, everyone knows Hermes, everyone knows the watch straps from the big watch companies that they're selling out there. But realistically, dollar for dollar, you know, the partnerships that we do with Jean Rousseau, and by extension the company Jean Rousseau, is incredible. It really is. Of course, long story short, this is the Mare watch roll. The color scheme was inspired by our time. Mare. Ocean.
Sand and ocean.
Exactly right. This is inspired by our time in Italy. Yeah. And by extension in Spain. Different word though. Yeah. But Mar. There you go. Yeah. And it is available in the watch shop at theoandharris.com. 5 deep pockets and beautiful buttery Spanish leather. Yeah. You know, all hand stitched in France. You know, moving on. I brought these watches here, and I'll be quick in my poetic explanation of why. I brought 3 1940s JLCs here. Watches that I have been in love with since I started Theo and Harris.
Yes.
Okay. I started Theo and Harris in November. It will be 4 years ago this November. Okay. Actually, a year after that, or in the following September, I bought this watch. Remember this watch? Yes. I basically owned this same exact watch, and I absolutely loved it. Okay, this was the first watch from truly an important brand that I'd ever owned. When I say important, I mean truly, important globally, respected by watchmakers, respected by watch aficionados. And I love the watch, and I sold it. And I always regretted it, because from that point until the next time I owned a watch that was important and beautiful and respectable was a little while. Not to say that the things we were selling weren't respectable, but they were of a more approachable nature.
Right.
This was something that was truly exceptional.
Yeah, this is
of a different level.
Special.
And it's taken me 3 years to find a collection of these watches again. To find these 1940s, all original, broad, sword luminous hands, Arabic numerals. It took me 3 years to put these 3 watches together again. And now that I had to make a video on it, because bringing these 3 watches together genuinely meant a lot to me. Right? It was one of the first series of watches that I ever loved. It was one of the first series of watches that I said, wow, this is beautiful and interesting and important. And I think, take away JLC, take away everything, look at the watches themselves, and they're gorgeous. Look at the Arabic numerals, look at the subdials on these two, look at the sword hands, the custard coloring.
Right.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, they've all patinaed beautifully.
And differently.
Yeah. They have, absolutely. Each one has patinaed in a very different way, but it's in such a beautiful way.
Yeah.
Paying homage, really, to the era from where they were from.
100%. I mean, these watches show their wear in different ways.
They show their wear,
but they show their wear. This is like 1942. This is right in the heat of it.
This is World War II.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So, these watches bring me to a conversation that I wanted to speak to you about, and the purpose of this whole liquor run is JLC, as you may or may not know, and many of you guys may or may not know, is referred to as the watchmaker's watch. Right? What does that mean? It means that Jaeger LeCoultres is the brand that, while produces remarkable watches, right, truly exceptional movements and cases and designs, a brand that has been important to history of watches, has really only been appropriately appreciated by watchmakers, right, by people who know watches. And everyone else, the people that are just just learn about watches from magazines or just know the superficial kind of the top brands, they don't really know how great JLC is,
right,
and how important they are, and how incredible their watches have been since the beginning of the company itself, right? It's the watchmaker's watch. Their progress, although now a multi-million-dollar company, $100 million company, has gone largely unnoticed by the world. And I think that that's a story that would resonate with anyone, with anyone. And I wanted to kind of hear what you thought about, producing the best or producing your best, and not necessarily being recognized for it or not being the hot shit in the room.
Yeah, so, all right, so hearing this, my mind was moving in many different directions. Where do I go? Do I go wine? Do I go me? Where I've had a career where I've helped a lot of people and not necessarily, gotten the limelight. But I'm going to go in a different direction. I'm going to go with jazz. Okay. And I'm going to go Chick Corea. Okay. And while everyone knows Chick Corea, and well, I shouldn't say everyone, but people that know jazz know Chick Corea because he's a living legend in the jazz world. Okay. And yet Chick has been the canvas to so many wonderful musicians, right? Just look at the Chick Corea Electric Band. You look at John Patitucci, Dave Weckl, Frank Ambale, Eric Marienthal, and those guys have gone on to
do amazing things.
To amazing things on their own right.
And yet still, even Chick Corea.
And even Chick Corea to this day, many of the people watching this episode today will not know who Chick Corea is.
Even though he is one of a massive Grammy winner. Right? I don't know how many.
Absolutely. Probably owns 26, 27 Grammys.
Right.
virtuoso.
He's recognized as one of the best musicians to have ever lived.
To have ever lived, right? Composer, and so
yet, he's not. He's not Pharrell.
And he's not Pharrell. And he's not Pharrell.
And
so
he's not.
That's right.
Super famous.
That's right. Anyway,
He's not.
and he's not Beyonce, right? But yet, those that do know Chick Corea, right? Billy Joel knows Chick Corea.
Which is
John
true.
Mayer
knows Chick Corea.
They pay homage to Chick.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay.
It was not too long ago. So, preface: I grew up going to Chick Corea shows with my dad, right? And they're called shows, not concerts, because they literally are 300 people in a room.
That's right.
It's not a concert.
Right.
You know, you get to order drinks to your table
Right.
and pick your seat. Like
Right.
that's how intimate it is, right?
Right.
And you'll get Billy Joel at a Billy Joel concert, see Chick in the audience, and say, Chick, come on,
Right.
come up here,
Right.
You know, and for us, people who have been a fan of Chick Corea, for me since I was 10, you since you were in college.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool when the person you love does get recognition, when JLC does get an award, or when people do clap for JLC on Hodinkee or on wherever. You feel good. When the person who deserves recognition gets it, the person who really deserves recognition.
Right.
Now, that's not to say that Beyonce, who is the Paddock, and all these people, I'm not saying they're not great. They're great in their own right, and that's terrific. I'm not shitting on anybody, but it's true. Chick Corea is a wonderful example of someone, who is a living legend. Think about this, right? It's a great little story. When we were at a Chick concert last year, and a Chick show last year, and he said when he was coming up, everyone used to say to him, "You played with Miles Davis."
Right.
You were the Yamaha.
Right.
In Miles Davis's Bitches Brew.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Right.
And then John Patitucci, who is his bassist.
Yeah.
He'll say now, it's funny that Chick tells that story because when I go around, people don't talk about Miles Davis.
Right.
People say, "Holy shit, you play with Chick Corea."
Right.
Because it's the watchmaker's watch.
Right.
It's the musician's idol.
Right.
Yeah. That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Salute to you on that one.
Yeah.
Man.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that's what this brand is.
Yeah.
That's JLC.
Yeah, that's JLC.
Not everyone knows it.
Right.
Not everyone cares.
Right.
But ultimately, when all is said and done, it's they are one of the best manufacturers of watches ever to have lived. Ever. And they can produce for the next 10 years, and their history is still cemented. Cemented. Chick could bring on Gail 8,000 more times.
His wife.
His wife. Yeah. And it's Chick Corea forever.
It is.
I think that's an album. I think it's an album name.
8,000 miles.
8,000 miles. That's it, guys. It's a good conversation about not necessarily getting the world's recognition for doing what you do best, even if you are the best or one of the best. And you've had it, and in your way, and Chick's had it in his way, and JLC on the table has had it in their own.
Yeah, it's a wonderful analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Don't be shy.
Hey, by the way, this is the first time that we've been on Liquor Run, and we didn't talk about the wine, which is cool.
What was
we
the
talked
wine?
We talked about jazz and wine.
Jazz and wine.
Another passion of mine.
Jazz.
Jazz.
Yep. One of the first dates you took Mama. One of the first dates was a jazz show, right?
One of the very first dates that Mom and I went to. We were at the Beacon Theater in Manhattan, and we saw the Chick Corea Electric Band back in
with Bruce,
with Bruce, our dear friend Bruce and Ricky, and we saw the Chick Corea Electric Band playing at the Beacon Theater in 1992.
It's awesome.
1993.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Has Mom been back? I don't think so.
No. You took her place.
Yeah, I took her place. Yeah. I hate to keep going on anecdotes. It's going to be a 40-minute episode. Yeah. But I just remember being a kid and like going out. It was always the Sunday after New Year's, right before I went back to school.
Right.
Right?
That's right.
Since I'm a little kid, since I'm 12 years old. And my dad would be like, the week before, like, hey, would you come to Chick with me on time? And I'd be like, yes. So then it was school was the next day, and I was in middle school, and I'd be in the city, downtown,
in the village,
seeing a jazz show and then going going out for falafel or a slice
Absolutely.
of pizza
That's right.
and hanging out and having a drink.
That's
And
right.
that to me was it's childhood.
And get
It's
ready for
childhood.
Monday
And
morning
get ready
class.
and I walk into class on Monday, you know, like a dick. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Liquor Run. If you are interested in any of these beautiful 1940s JLCs, head on over to the watch shop at theoandharris.com. I promise, whether you're buying or whether you're just wanting to look at some watch porn, you won't be disappointed. I'll see you all Monday on Rant TNH. Ciao.